Shut up and sit down.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Scott here. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit more of the final, little bits of the final few beta sessions in Fallout 76. And I wanted to clarify a few things also in the game that I didn't mention in my first video, my thoughts on 76. There are a lot of things about this. There are things about this game. I wouldn't say a lot. Well, yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't right with this game. The building is not what anybody thought it was going to be, but neither was it at the beginning of Fallout 4 either. Now, you can set up your camp, you can claim a workshop, but your build budget is very, very low. And if you remember at the beginning of Fallout 4 before mods, the budget was very, very low then also. But where 76 is concerned, the more you level up, your budget does get a little bit bigger. Now, do I think that this game will ever be a settlement type build game? Absolutely not. No, it will not be. You're going to have a little base, and that's about it. And basically, the what this game is about is exploring the map and running around and doing things. So, building a settlement or a big house is kind of actually pointless in this game. I mean, basically, all you want to set up is your workbenches, some resources, a stash box, and that's it. Just a way station so you can keep going. You know, you go out, you explore, you loot for a while, and you come back to your home base. You scrap all your junk, you fix and repair all of your weapons and your armor. You either craft new armor, things like that. You craft aid, you find your food, you find you can craft health stuff, disease cures and things like that. That's really about all you want to do with it. Now there's a lot of people, like I said in my last video, that I've seen a lot of people that are canceling their pre-orders and saying that they're never going to play this game and that this game sucks. And in a lot of respects, yes, it does suck. But if you take that out of the equation, take out the building aspect out of it, and the fact that you hear a lot of people say, "Well, it's like Fallout 4." No, it's not like Fallout 4. Um, and you just play it for what it's meant for, an online game, meaning that you run around and you loot, and that's what this game is about. Now, I did figure out because I play on the PC, and in my last video, I was complaining that I couldn't play with my friends. Little did I realize through my own problems, I play with a controller hooked up to my PC. You have to turn the controller off in the settings, and that allows you to type in the search box to type in your friend's Bethesda.net username, and you can search them and team up with them. So running around with your friends is a hell of a lot of fun on this game. Now, I was able to get online and team up with Turkey Buzzard. You've all heard me talk about him a few times, and if you haven't checked out his channel, you really should. He's got some great builds and things like that. You can see him here in this part of the video with me as I'm playing the piano here, which is a great thing in the game. You can play instruments. It's really awesome. And running around with someone and buddying up and teaming up is absolute fun. I mean, that last beta session was 7 hours, and those 7 hours just flew by because we were having a good time. I mean, this map is humongous. There is so much to see, and not all of it, as you can see here. This location is called the White Spring, and it's not messed up at all. I mean, this all looks pre-war. So there's some really, really nice and really cool places to check out in this game. Playing solo, I did that for a while and I didn't like it too much. I mean, once you get the hang of the mechanics of the game, how things work, it's okay. But the map is so big, and being there are no NPCs, there's no one to interact with in the game. The feeling of being by yourself really sets in bad, and I was actually finding myself being bored until I started playing with a friend. It all went away. You're talking to each other, you're running around, you're checking things out, you're looting stuff, you're finding all different kinds of stuff. It is a hell of a lot of fun. So I do recommend this game under conditions. One, do not go into it thinking that you're going to be playing an online version of Fallout 4, because that is not what you get. Number two, do not buy this game thinking that you're going to build this epic settlement. That's not going to happen either. I mean, maybe if you get up to level 200, maybe you might be able to build 2 buildings, but you just don't have the budget and the resources to build a whole lot of stuff. Build your basic shack, put down some workbenches, put down some resources, and that's about all you're going to get. So if you take that away and just play it as it is, running around with your friend, shooting up enemies, looting locations, it is a very, very, very fun game. And I highly recommend it. Because I tell you what, I had a great time. And then there are many, many advantages to teaming up. I mean, you both share XP. If your buddy makes a kill, he or she makes a kill, you get XP off of that. If you make a kill, they get XP off of you. Everything is shared with teaming up and becoming a team. So it makes the game go by easier. It's easier to deal with, especially if you run into a location that has 20, 30 enemies in it and you're by yourself. You're not overwhelmed just by numbers and die a lot. Now, I still don't like the items being level locked. I mean, if I pick up a level 25 gun and I'm a level 19, I should be able to use that weapon. I just should. Shouldn't have to wait that long, but things like that. But your stash management is another key thing in this game. When you run around and loot, it's very, very easy in this game to become over encumbered. So you want to rely on workbenches a lot to scrap items. You want to find stash boxes a lot to stash your stuff for later use, because that's something all of this stuff you can come back later to. Through all of this beta sessions, I've got 20, 30 hours of gameplay in. I have, other than like defend the workbench, I really haven't done any of the missions at all. I have not become a part of a faction. I have not done any of that. So you can put everything off till later, and this was a cool part right here. They were playing beer pong in this mansion that we found. I mean, really, Bethesda? And you got to have a hot tub. Being as small as it is, what is that? That's like a one-person hot tub there. I mean, that's ridiculous. But these mansions here that we're currently at in this part of the video are down in the kind of southeastern corner of the map, down in the ash heap region of the map. And these were some very cool places to discover. There was a lot of cool stuff in these big tower mansions that we found. It was a very cool spot to find. But then again, I mean, so it all comes down to what you want to play. If you don't want to play the run around looting type stuff, 76 is not going to be for you. If you're expecting another Fallout 4, 76 is not going to be for you. It kind of takes little aspects of each of the Fallout games and kind of melds them together. I mean, I've seen parts that reminded me of playing Fallout 3. I've seen parts that reminded me of New Vegas. I've seen parts of it that remind me a lot of Fallout 4. But there's no real one of any of them in here. Now, will it all get better when mods come out? That we will have to wait and see. What kind of mods are Bethesda going to allow? I believe that because Bethesda is putting out this game through their own launcher and not going through Steam or any other type of launcher, I believe it's because Bethesda wants to control every aspect of it. And when and if mods do come out for this, you're going to expect to have to pay for them. You're going to see, with Fallout 4 and Skyrim, they brought out the Creation Club, and they say it's not paid mods. You spend tokens, but you got to buy the tokens. So let's call it what it is, and it's a paid mod. I believe you are going to see that, and only that, for Fallout 76 through the Atomic Shop in the main menu, which they've already got a few microtransactions in there already for things you can buy. I mean, and you do accumulate. They run on atoms in 76, and you accumulate atoms by doing missions or discovering places, locations in the game. But it's kind of a slow process, and I'm sure that they will add a thing where $5.99 for 200 atoms. Well, those are you're going to get paid mods. I'll almost bet money that that's what's we're headed for with mods here on 76. But as far as the locations and the maps, it is great. It is a great looking game, and it plays really well when you're running around doing your stuff. But if you're thinking, oh well, I'm gonna set up my camp and I'm gonna build this massive structure. No, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna get a shack with one bed in it and a workbench, and that's about your budget because the budgets are so small right now. We'll have to wait and see. Currently in the game, at the end of beta, I'm level 20, so we'll have to see what happens when I start leveling up even further than that. How far the build budgets go. But other than that, I enjoyed the game. I mean, I had a lot of fun running around with Turkey Buzzard. You can see him right there with me. It was just fun. I mean, we were able to work together real well, and that's another key too. Find people you can work together well with. So I really think you'll enjoy it if you just take it for what it is and go into it as a brand new game and not think about it as your expectations from playing Fallout 4 and things like that going into this game. Because you got to face it, Bethesda has lied to us about this game. They said you don't have to play PvP. Well, there are parts where you're going to have to play it. People will attack you. So you're either going to defend what you've got or you're going to run away and just give up what you've made. Things like that. But Bethesda did that at the beginning of Fallout 4. They told us you don't have to do the settlement building. Well, as you played through the main storyline, yeah, you do have to settlement build. And that made a lot of people upset. They so much so that they didn't want to play Fallout 4 anymore. So just don't go into it with any expectations and have a good time and enjoy the game for what it is, because that's what I did. And I hope you do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. I don't want to get into any big argument with anybody, but if you want to have a debate about it, I'm good with it. But I had fun playing it. I think everybody should too. I do look forward to the release coming out in a few days so I can get back into playing it. I have found myself wanting to play the game But I have not given up Fallout 4. I'm going to still be putting out my Fallout 4 builds because you're just not going to get them in 76. So, thank you for watching, guys. Please hit that like button. Follow me on Twitter at sbrew42. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good one.